I had the most amazing time in Slovakia. I also bought a bunch of tiny little hot sauces, which has been my signature move with all of the international carving travel that I do, as a way to say hi, and I'm from Texas, and here's something spicy. I also brought a bunch of tiny little tequila bottles in the shape of Texas from Republic Tequila, as I suppose just to win them over. And I know on these events usually everyone's sharing everything from their country, so I wanted to make sure that United States, specifically Texas, was represented. It was a pleasure to work with so many amazing artists from Czech Republic, Slovakia, Poland, and England. But beyond that, I really enjoyed learning about the culture, hearing the songs, tasting the food.
What is this made out of?
It's made from a pig's stomach.
Learning some Slovak.
We call it škvarky.
Škvarky.
Having the full experience.
Fucking borovička.
Fucking borovička.
Yeah. Fucking borovička.
I love borovička.
No. No, it's not hard.
Everybody love borovička.
I've had the pleasure of meeting some of these guys before at other events, like the English Open, Carve Carbridge in Scotland, and Kettensägen Symposium at Blockhausen. I was on the Czech speed carving team at the Husky Cup this last year and carved with Vladislav Ligoki from Poland, I call him Vladi, and Miroslav Dronovsky from Slovakia. On the first day, Adam put me on Miro's team, sculpting the decorative tops of columns for the sides of the building. He would sculpt one in front of me, show me how to do it, then leave me to try, checking in occasionally to point out something I could improve. When we were done with those, he put me on carving the kamzik mountain goats that were to be scattered around the semicircular building. There are some differences between carving ice and wood that I'm still getting used to. Ice is a lot more fragile than wood, and you have to cut it in ways that don't create as much stress. And it requires different techniques as far as cutting it. And although I have had some ice training, I am still learning those differences. And so, of course, when I had someone looking over my shoulder, I kept making mistakes. And every time Miro came up, I was having some other disaster or losing one of his tools or something. I got so nervous. And he had to help me fix the base of one of the mountain goats at some point. And I wasted a little bit of ice here and there. But it worked out. I don't think he got too mad. As intimidating as it is to have a master carver watching me work, I will say that I learned from him, and that's what's important. One of the best parts of being a chainsaw carver is the international network of friends that you collect in the process. We teach each other words, share our local drinks and recipes. We also share techniques we've collected or invented to improve as artists. We show off around each other. One of the sculptors on the project was really startling and impressive. And I had never heard of him before because he wasn't on Facebook. But Adam told me on the first day, hey, check out Jakub Vilcek, also known as Kuba. He's an incredible, superb sculptor. And so I went and introduced myself, but then over the next few days started to see what he was working on. And I was already really impressed with some of the architectural details and his talent. He was fairly talented. But on one of the last days, he sculpted one of the primary figures in the front, an angel. Incredible details, perfect anatomy, swirling folds of fabric, and feathered wings, and all in such a short amount of time. When I gave him one of the little gifts I made of hot sauce and Texas tequila, he offered to do a drawing of me as a gift in exchange.
Kuba is about to draw me, so I'm going to hold very still and do whatever he says.
So near the end of the trip, I got brave and I asked him for it. So we sat down, and in 20 minutes, he came up with this. I learn the most about this art form when I'm on the road, and I feel truly grateful to know this nomadic, wildly creative chainsaw carving community. One of the carvers, Albert Szymrak, brought his accordion, and he was playing traditional Slovak songs. And I asked him to teach me a Slovak song so I could get a chance to sing it with him before I left. He recommended Dedinka, údolí, which he says they usually sing at weddings. the last night at the after party, we performed the song together. And since then, I'll occasionally get videos from my friends who are still in Slovakia when they're out with their friends partying, and they all sing Dedinka údolí and send it to me. At the opening party when the temple was first revealed, the live band performed it and dedicated it to me.
All the way to USA, Texas, to Griffon.
Really sweet, and the song is always in my head now. It was different from the trips I've taken to like Germany or, you know, other parts of Europe, because not quite as many people spoke English in Slovakia. So it required me to try to learn Slovak a lot faster, which I had fun doing.
And right now I want to learn how to say skavalenky.
Eventually, though, my friend from the Czech Republic, Igor Kuchera, who spends half of his time in England and also speaks some Slovak, was able to translate for us. He's a chainsaw artist, graphic designer, and translator. So thank you, Igor, for having to pretty much be by my side the whole time so I could communicate. On the last night, the Slovakian carvers presented me with this leather bracer as a souvenir of my trip there and a little bit of Slovakian culture to take home with me.
Aj na spevnenie vlastne ruky.
Apparently, one of Albert's friends tooled my name into it. It felt really good to be included on the project and included in the community of carvers and in the local culture. Stay tuned for next week's video, which is all about climbing the high Tatras mountains of Slovakia. Subscribe now.